right, let's get the smoker ready for smoking. I guess that's what you do. Remove the Searsol head from the torch and light. So we're going to be using this oak and hickory hardwood cowboy brand. I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, it's okay, except they send crazy things like half 2x4s in the bags. I think Royal Oak's probably my better, the one I prefer the most. And then we're going to be throwing in some chunks of hickory. All right, so we don't need a big, huge, crazy flame, and actually, you know what? I think that's going good enough that we'll go ahead and add our oh dear. All right, well, that was basically just a whole bunch of bunch of dust. You can probably see here. We got this. As you guys can probably see here, we got this big lump of, I don't know, 1930s wall stud that fell out. But I don't know. That should be enough for us to smoke for the next 12 hours. Actually, no, I can probably get about. So we got the smoker going. Yeah, it's a little hotter than I'd like it to be, but that's okay. We're going to close our bottom damper down where it's almost choked off. And I'm going to throw a couple of these lumps in on the side that's not quite hot yet. That should be good. And done. All right, now let's try not to burn ourselves. That was a bonus. Ah, I got crap all over my hands. That'll allow for some indirect heating. Oh, I think I've got that thing way too hot already. All right, we're gonna close the lid on this and try to get our temperature under control. We're shooting for 250, 275 max. Smoker under control. Okay. So now we're going to adjust our upper damper, and we just want to see some little tiny wispy smokes coming out of it. Came out to throw away that empty bag of the lump cowboy charcoal, and I decided to check on my battery charger, and this is what has happened. There's been a critter who's gotten inside the engine compartment and has decided it's going to set up shop, make a new home. Which is fine, because I'm going to order a new battery, and so I just looked inside of it real quick just to make sure that the battery I was going to get was going to fit as advertised. And that's when I noticed there was a little nest action going on beside the battery. I was like, huh, that's weird. And I just happened to glance over, and then I see this big giant pile of my hood insulator that's been chewed up, and hopefully. All right, it looks like we are ready to put the pork butt on. Our temperature has stabilized, so we'll get the pork butt, and we're not going to do a bunch of seasonings on it. I think I'm just going to do some pepper, and man, my brain quit working. I'm going to do some pepper and some garlic on it. Nothing fancy, and definitely not adding any more salt, since how we wet brined it for many hours. Actually, I think we went for 24 hours. So, all right, here we've got our pork butt, and we're getting ready to put some seasoning on top of it. We're not getting too crazy with it, but what we are going to do is we are going to use a Dijon mustard to help our seasoning stick, and also help with creating bark, some browning, and all that other fun stuff. And so we just smear the mustard on, and you always see everybody on YouTube wearing gloves, which that's up to you. That's your preference. My hands are clean and they have been washed. And obviously I'm a meat eater, so I'm not scared to get meat on my hands. That sounded weird. I should rephrase that. I'm not scared to. I'm not sure how you'd even say that. So I'm just going to stop there. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Now look at that. Now we're seasoning. Now we're seasoning with Keith. So this mixture is garlic, black pepper, roasted peppers, and some brown sugar, which should make for a really nice crust. I'm gonna pat that in there really good. All right, I gotta clean off my hand, and then we'll be right back. All right, so it looks like we're now ready. I got my hands cleaned off. I am going to hit the grill grate with a little bit of cooking spray. I think this is canola oil. Yep, canola oil. Joe told me this funny joke last night. She said, "Do you know where the name canola oil comes from?" I was like, "No, where does it come from?" And she said, "Canadian oil." It's like, all right. So normally I put the pork butt in a rib rack, but my rib rack, all the ooh, that's gonna be nice. All the coating on it is starting to peel, so it's kind of rusty. So I need to do some reconditioning on it before I use it again. But other than that, it's not like you have to flip or turn these things. Oh shoot, I forgot to put the probe in there. Darn it. All right, so another important thing not to forget is your temperature probe. And I like to use these meter probes. They're wireless. They work with Android and iOS. And they're pretty slick. You just slap them in there, open up the application, tell them what you're going to cook. It estimates. Oh, what you don't want to do is hit a bone. You want to find the fattest part of it. So on this probe, part is shoved in there. It's going to measure the internal temperature of the meat. And then this external part here, it is going to tell me what my actual grill temperature is at. So the little dial gauge on the outside here, I mean, it's close to being accurate. It does a good job, but hey, when you can go digital and have cool toys, go digital, have cool toys. All right, yes. All right, so now we're going to connect to our temperature probe that we inserted earlier into the pork butt. Again, it measures the internal temperature, and it measures the external temperature, so we can get our grill temp or smoker temp, and we can get the temperature of our meat. And so we're going to go to the meter app and open it up, and then it should be able to find it. And we do not have a cook set up at the moment. So right now our smoker is at 226 degrees, and our internal temperature of our meat is 50. And we do not have a, there's no cook setup as it's displaying there. So I think we just touch that, yes. And so our target internal temperature, I would like, let's see if they've got something already. Let's go but ooh, 203. That is way too high. I think we want to pull it at 180. It's going to continue cooking. You have to keep that in mind. So let's do. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and go higher so we can break down some of that connective tissue. 195. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people that say that's a bad idea, but we'll see what happens. There we go. All right, and as you can see here, it's estimating how long it's going to take. We've got our internal temperature, target temperature, ambient temperature. We got some alerts. Yeah, so basically we just let this guy go, enjoy some beverages. And all right, checking back in again, and we are now at 3:29, 3:30. Still 3 hours, 18 minutes to go. Our temperature is holding really well. Internal is 140, target still 195. Ambient is 247. So, okay, it is now, it's almost 7:30 in the evening. And let's see, our internal is 169. Ambient is 217. I did have to open up the dampers a little bit to get some more heat going in there. Which, look at that. It's looking pretty good. You can see where I ripped off a little chunk, see what it's tasting like. It's tasting pretty good. But yeah, we got some more time to go. Actually, technically, it is edible right now, but I want to go a little bit longer to get it to where it's a little bit softer, break down some more of the connective tissue. So that's why we're cooking to such a high target, but we're still going extremely low and slow. All right, so we are down to about 13 minutes left to go. We're internal temperature of 184, and I did raise the temperature of the smoker up to, I was shooting for about 300, but I went just a hair bit over for the last hour of the cook. And here we go to the graph, and you can see that we've been cooking for about 8 hours and 2 minutes now. And here you can see where I raised the temperature up, and yeah, it should be done here shortly. Kind of excited. Should be yummy. Can't wait. Ooh, look, we are done. Our internal is about 6 degrees away from our target. So yep, it's time to pull it. Let's take a look. Yeah, so total cook time has been about 8 hours and 14 minutes for 9-pound bone-in pork butt. So in editing. Ooh, that looks delicious. Why did that just happen? Damn it.
Did you get that on camera? You ruined me. I'm gonna be so mad.
Well, I was gonna say if you'd hold this while I scoop it out of there.
We don't need your help.
Oh yay, Puppers is coming to help. Good job.
My baby. My baby.
What, you think something's funny?
Yay, I'm getting a meat. Oh. Salad.
All right. Do this for. Thank you. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. Tells you we've got 26 minutes of resting time. So yeah, pretty awesome software here by Meter. I like it. It's pretty good. Okay, I need to go tent some foil over it and let it rest.